I'm Thalia Kehoe Rowden from the Human Rights Measurement Initiative. According to international law, everyone has the fundamental human right to adequate housing. And that includes things like safe drinking water and indoor toilets. The right to housing is even more important and urgent, of course, when countries are dealing with COVID-19. It's hard to wash your hands when you don't have running water inside. And self-isolation and social distancing are very difficult if you're homeless or if you live in overcrowded housing. At the Human Rights Measurement Initiative, we've looked at how well every country in the world is doing on things like the percentage of the population who have running water in their homes and basic indoor sanitation. And we give each country a score that's based on how well it's doing these things. And what's crucial is that we take its income into account. So we're scoring the country on what's actually realistic for it to achieve at its level of income. So we have compared Uganda's performance with how well other countries at the same level of income are doing. And this gives Uganda a score of 16.3% for the right to housing, meaning that Uganda is achieving only 16% of what is realistic at its level of income. The other concerning thing our data show is that there's been no real improvement over the 10 years that we've been measuring the right to housing in Uganda. Because we measure the right to housing in most countries in the world, we can also tell that some other countries near Uganda, its neighbours with similar levels of income, are doing quite a lot better. For example, Rwanda scores 47.2 on the right to housing, and the Democratic Republic of Congo, 54.4%, and Central African Republic scores 91.2% for the right to housing. And you can see all of those figures and more details on rightstracker.org. What we hope is that ordinary people in Uganda, as well as journalists and politicians and human rights advocates and development experts, that all those people can use our human rights data to press for change and improvements. Because the good news is that Uganda's score of 16.3% means that it could make enormous improvements even without increasing its national income. There may be policies and practices and technologies that its better performing neighbours are employing that Uganda's government could take on board and maybe make considerable gains, because everyone deserves adequate housing and it benefits the whole country to have people well housed. We hope that when we release next year's human rights scores and the year after that and the year after that, that we will see an improvement in Uganda's numbers because more Ugandans are enjoying their right to adequate housing.